Come on, BTC.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. It is the 15th of October, 11 a.m. Central European Time, 10 o'clock in the UK. It's day 2 of me having COVID. I have the headaches, the sore eyes, the sore throat, everything aches, but that is not going to stop us from getting on with the show today. We have a lot to get through. We're going to go through whether we're going to pump it or dump it over the next few days. We have a lot to talk about. Again, we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about Grayscale and Jupiter. We're going to talk about SUI. We're going to talk about AI. 4 airdrops this month. Mr. Beast getting himself in even more trouble than he got himself in during the end of the summer. All of that, plus some charts, plus some X-Files and the markets, all in 1 hour. If you are new here, smash the like button, say hello. Bottom left-hand corner, I think we are just under 178,000 followers. Incredible number, really, when you think about it. And theme of the day today, strap in degens, is the theme of the show. I am not a degen. I'm about 30 years too old to be a degen. But I think the next 6-10 weeks are going to be pretty volatile. We're going to see lots of ups. We're going to see lots of downs. We're going to see more people coming into chat saying that crypto is finished. It's over, it's a scam. Then we're going to see people coming in saying it's the best financial decision they've ever made. So it's somewhere in the middle, by the way. A good morning to Eugene from South Carolina. I don't even know what time is it, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning over there, Eugene. I don't know how you do it. I was up at 7, but that's because I was feeling very sorry for myself. But we're not going to let that stop the show. So let's get on with it. First of all, I did say that this week we will see some $100 billion days in trading. We got up to 88 billion on Monday. Are we going to see more today or tomorrow or Thursday? I think so. I think we're going to have possibly a retracement and then a rush to the upside, but I don't know the timings of it. I do think the volume is going to start to go up. It goes up naturally as prices go up anyway. Market cap coming in at 2.29 trillion. It was only 2.14 trillion Friday last week, maybe. So we've already moved up 5% in a very short space of time. Bitcoin dominance and ETH dominance, very hard to read today because I have this bright light shining on me, so it's making the screen hard. I think we're coming in about 70.6%. So that is starting to creep up again. Remember, it came exactly down to 70%. I am going to be taking coffee breaks throughout the stream. Bitcoin then is up just under $66,000. And for those of you who watched yesterday, I gave you two prices. I specifically named you two prices. I said 66,000 and then I said 68,000 for the continuation of the move up. Where did we get rejected at yesterday? 66,000. I don't drink tea, but I can still read the charts through my beautifully made cup of coffee in the coffee machine my wife bought me for my birthday. So 66,000 was the natural target for me. Previous price action was there. I thought we'd see some kind of price resistance there. We did break through it. We didn't hold it though. We've come back down, but we'll go through on that in a minute. Ethereum back at 2,600. That's nice to see. BNB still below 600. Solana back above 150. That's good to see. XRP, the stable coin, coming in at 54.5 cents. Doge, waste of time, coming in 8th position. Tron, that's going to fall out of the top 10 soon. Toncoin, back over $5. Not too bad. Cardano will probably sneak back into the top 10. I think it is going to probably take the place of Tron in the next few weeks, certainly. If we go back to the 24-hour charts, then what is gaining? Mu is gaining, and we have a tweet about it. You will notice the stream is sponsored by Mu, a cat in a dog's world. One of my picks for the bull run. And no, I haven't picked it because we're sponsored. And yes, I have picked Mu because I think we're going to have a cat-themed run. I've made a video about this. I have Mog, I have Popcat, I have Mu. They're all in my top picks for this bull run, as well as Brett. Athena is up. Book of Meme, another one. Solid coin, back at a cent. Remember, a lot of these coins have rallied, but they've not rallied back to all-time highs. Book of Meme was a buy for me at 1 cent. It's only just got back to 1 cent because the market retraced. Phantom is back up. Phantom's not doing bad. 77 cents. Not bad. Not coin we will ignore. We're not interested in that. Core is up. eCash, a few. And Jupiter is coming in at 87 cents. I've got some big news as well about Jupiter to go through. I'm probably going to make a video about it as well because I want to make sure that nobody misses out. Losers, not many. Dog with hat, Mog. Casper's down 1%. Not really many losers. I think the markets are pretty happy, I would go on to say. I don't see why we should be super bearish right now. However, I am not going to be sitting here telling you that we're going to the moon tomorrow because we're certainly not going to the moon tomorrow. I am trying to read chat. For some reason, the chat isn't loading, so I have to check on my phone. Good morning, KB or KD. Is it KB or KD? KB, good morning. Hopefully, we're going to get KB on the show on one of Brogan's trading streams that he does normally Monday and Thursdays. We're going to get KB on. He's one of our viewers. He knows his TA. He's going to come on the show, hopefully talk to Brogan about how he does his TA, share his insights so you guys can gain education, which is what we're here for. Gain education from him. Remember, it's not about one person being right. It's about understanding all of the different arguments. I disagree with loads of people on Bitcoin and Ethereum, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't listen to their opinions. Don't become narrow-sighted like the Democrat Party. Federal Reserve official Neil Kashkari says Bitcoin remains worthless after 12 years. Again, Tell me you know nothing about Bitcoin without telling me you know nothing about Bitcoin. Again, it's like they are protesting. They're like a screaming toddler that needs a nap, but it won't go down, and it keeps sitting up and crying. She, I imagine it's a lady with the word Neil, it could be one of them, couldn't it? They obviously are just protesting, but the Federal Reserve, you have to remember, Bitcoin could be seen as a threat to the Federal Reserve as well as the IMF. So just remember that. Look at the motivation behind why people say certain things. Larry Fink, again. We've gone from BitBoy Crypto, Altcoin Daily, Cryptos Are Us, Crypto Banter. We've gone from those guys telling you to buy Bitcoin, Crypto as well, telling you to buy crypto, to Larry Fink, who called it a Ponzi scheme 5 years ago until he got his hands on it. And now it's an asset class in itself. It's an alternative to other commodities like gold. And of course, he wants to trade it. Of course, he wants the pie. He wants Bitcoin and Ethereum, which he's got. He will also want Solana. He'll want XRP. It's not about whether you think it should have an ETF. It's about whether Larry thinks it should be an ETF. Pardon the terrible pun there. So we believe Bitcoin is an asset class on its own. Of course, we have been saying this for all the time the channel has been live, almost 2.5 years now. We've been saying that Bitcoin is a different asset class. You can't apply the Howey test to it. It's not a commodity. It's not a stock or a security. It's somewhere in the middle of it all, and it probably does need its own test. Solana meme coin new rallies 24% in the past 24 hours, making it the top gainer on CoinMarketCap. There you go. I was telling you to buy it. In the video that I made about what prices you should buy coins at, remember, I'm not going to sit here and make videos about what a coin is going to go to at 100x or 200x. I'm going to tell you the prices to get coins at. I said Brett at 11 cents was a good buy. I told you that Cat in a Dog's World at 0.06 was a good buy. It's up 33%. In fact, when I bought Mew to give out on the giveaway, I think it's already up 30-40% since I did the giveaway. So if you've held on to that Mew that I sent you last week, congratulations. And remember, I don't hold Mew, okay? We hold the Mew that we give away, $20, $30, $40 at a time. That's it. I don't hold it. I don't want to be accused of conflict of interest. I don't hold it. I did have Bonk. It's been sold. I sold it for Pied so I could go and make you guys the Pied staking video that I made. So I don't actually think I hold any meme coin at all now, which again, if you listen to some people, is irresponsible because memes are going to be the narrative of 2025. I get that, but I don't care. Bitcoin, really, no need to complicate. Likelier outcome is a continuation of the multi-month uptrend. Unlikelier outcome is a breakdown to new lows. Again, Matthew Hyland, really, really, really solid guy to watch. Why do I like him? Very simply put, he is very simple in his analysis. His charts are very simple. It's very easy for me to come on here and show you one of his charts so you can understand it. You'll see 3 circles at the bottom. Each one of those circles is higher than the previous one. That is higher lows. In his eyes, we have put in 2 higher highs. So it's easy for me to sit here and say, we put in higher lows, we put in higher highs, it's a sign of the uptrend, okay? Putting in a lower low, we would have to break down below probably 50, 51, 52,000, something like that. So it's good to have, again, it's good to show you somebody else. I don't see enough streamers showing you what other people think. It's always their opinion. And I think, personally, you can be in an echo chamber. And if you're in an echo chamber, you believe yourself more than maybe I think you should. And if I find something that I don't agree with, I'm still going to put it on here so you can read it. Bitwise BitB is the first one, $100 million of inflows today. So the ETFs are buying. Remember, the ETFs, they go through 7 to 9 green days. That's where they have net buys, and then 2 to 4 red days where there's net outflows. We've gone through the red zone. We're now back in the green zone. So this should continue, hopefully, for the rest of the week. And maybe, just maybe, we see 68,000 towards the end of the week. I am trying to keep an eye on chat. Good morning, Solo Sky. And good morning to Tariq. So this is the full quote from Larry Fink. I am not going to read it all out, but I did want to include it because I literally just showed you a tweet that I didn't play the audio of. He goes on to talk about regulation in crypto. He goes on to talk about how we're moving towards digital currencies, CBDCs, how Bitcoin is, it's digital energy, digital real estate, digital land, whatever you want to call it, depending on what side of the bed Michael Saylor fell out of. So there's the full comment from Larry Fink. So if you're watching us back, pause it and then you can have a read. Now, I don't normally go back and look at Bitcoin dominance and the DXY on a Tuesday. It's normally a Monday job, but we have seen a big movement. So we're going to go back and have a look and see where we have gone. And we are still progressing nicely in this upward fashion. You can put this line wherever you want. You can see quite clearly we are moving up. We were following the white line for a very long period of time. We've now upped a gear, which we did back in July. We are now heading up. The yellow line shows the direction. We're back above 58%. We haven't really moved in the last 24 hours, which I'm surprised about considering the move of Bitcoin, but a lot of alts have pumped. 2% more to hit that 60%. Then maybe we do that by the end of the year. My beautiful Bob Ross inspired line shows the end of January, or not the end of January, sorry, the middle of January for when we could possibly top out sometime around then. Remember, when we say October for October, we don't mean that on the 1st of October everything pumps. We mean that October is when we normally go up 22-23%. Doesn't mean it's going to happen this month. We might only go up 15%. But a 15% move is a $10,000 move in Bitcoin. If we come into the month at 60, we go out at the month at 69, 70,000. That's what we're talking about. Yes, we've had a dip, but we are now back just below 66,000. And we weren't far off 60, 59,000 a week or so ago. So 58% we're still at. Have we been rejected at the DXY's bull market support band? Let's go and have a look. It's starting to look that way. This is bullish for Bitcoin. Again, look what happened there. We came up, we had one green candle, one red candle, and then we dumped. We have put in that one green candle, and now we've got a red candle. Are we going to see the same action that we saw in, when was this? July time? Are we going to see that? I think so. I think we could get rejected. There's nothing in the American economy right now that says that we're going to pump. Nothing that I can see. Especially with the likes of Kamala Harris opening her speeches with some of the things that she said in the last 24 hours, which I think personally, they are despicable. But I am not here to do a politics show. So we're going to move on and have a look at the breakout, what it consisted of, why it happened. Remember, we do try and do a mixture on this show, but you also have to remember that Bitcoin and Ethereum is 70% of crypto. If I did the show and didn't talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum pretty much every day, then I'd be picking up alts left, right and center. Some alts I shouldn't really be talking about. Others don't have a lot of news coming out about them. So I'm always going to have some kind of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana type news, but I do try and mix it up. We are going to talk about other coins today as well. However, this is interesting to point out. $238 million of liquidations is not a lot. We've been going over this and over this. 500, 800, $1 billion of liquidations. That's a real day of liquidations. 238 is par for the course, in my opinion. And this analyst is predicting Q4 fireworks for Bitcoin. So Monday, we broke above 66,000. We're now at 65.8. I think we'll have a look at the chart in a second. The short positions, I think there was a short squeeze, destroyed all the shorts. Ki Young Ju the CEO of CryptoQuant, has just gone through an 8-month-long retail shakeout. There is a saying in Korea, the bus only departs when you get off. Everyone on board. Do you know what? That's absolutely spot on. Either Friday or Thursday, whichever day it was last week, I pretty much said the same thing. I can't say the word. Our views, our subscribers have dropped dramatically since May. In fact, they've nearly gone non-existent. What I said yesterday, I did some stats. In the first 12 days of October, we got 10 new subscribers. In the last 2 days, we've got 16. Okay, not huge numbers. Back in April and May, we were getting 30 to 40 a day. But you can see the uptick of retail coming back. This March to September sideways action has wiped retail out of crypto. You can see it in the views, you can see it in the metrics, they have gone. It's bored them away. And I think that is absolutely right. The bus only departs when you get off is absolutely right. For those of you that have stuck through the summer and hopefully accumulated at these prices, you should be rewarded in the next 3 months at least, and if not the next 3 months, in certainly the next 10 to 12 months. So we have seen this massive sideways action. And Dave the Wave, not mentioned Dave the Wave in a while. He's surprised by anyone bearish on Bitcoin. He has a chart showing that we're going to smash 70,000. Monthly Bitcoin MACD, frankly, all the bearishness I see surprises me. Again, it's the narrative that influencers try and sell you. They try and sell you based on fear. I don't necessarily think that is the best way to talk to anybody. I don't think you should fear anybody. I think you should tell them your truth, which doesn't mean it's the same as somebody else's truth. I try and be slightly more pessimistic when we're pumping, slightly more optimistic when we are dumping, because you need to try and remain emotionless if you can. It's very difficult when you're hoping that you can turn $10,000 into $50,000 or $100,000 in this bull run. It's very difficult not to get excited when you see massive green days, but you have to try and take emotion out of the equation. We talk about emotional trading a lot on here. Something happens, the CEO of a company sneezes and the share price goes down 10%. Fundamentally, there's nothing wrong with the company. You buy the share, the price recovers. That's what normally happens with emotional trading. It happens in crypto all the time. We saw that with what happened in the Middle East. The price dumped for no reason. We're now back higher than where we were when the Middle East issue happened a few Saturdays ago. Emotional trading is something that you can benefit from. It's not something that you should be feared about. But when these things happen, you will see crypto influencers and they will come on their show and they will say to you, this is something I can't say the words of, but it starts with a W and ends in a 3, and everything's going to go down. Bitcoin's going to go to $25,000. Why do they say that? Because they get the clicks. And the less people watching YouTube videos, the more desperate they get for clicks. So when you see somebody like Ben Cowan or Dave the Wave or Key talking sense, these are the people you should take your advice from, not the shillfluencers that have pictures of themselves looking surprised every day. I mean, I don't know whether they're simple, I don't know whether they're on medication, but they've always got their mouths open and they're always pointing to the sky. Don't know what's wrong with them. Seems like the next hurdle will be with the lower high structure that has been in place since March. If late October seasonality kicks in, then 67 to 68 could be next. What were we saying on here? There is his line. It's the same as mine. 67.8, pretty much. My line is about 68. I'm not as good as Dave the Wave. I'm number one, he's called Dave the Wave, and I'm just called Mike. But Dave the Wave is someone, I love his name. He's great. So let's go and have a look at the Bitcoin chart. I think I have prepared it. And again, if you're new here, smash the like button, say hello. I missed your information about Jupiter. Can you reiterate it again? Do not worry about the Jupiter news. It's actually coming up next on the show. So we're on breakout. I used to have a little notifier that said where we were, and that's now gone because I've only got 2 hands and they don't work very well. So Bitcoin, we have the white line, which shows you where we got to at the end of September. We've come to the same line and we seem to be stuck at this fib level. This line up here, which is 68-ish, is where I think we need to break. But the line I think we need to hold, for those of you that want the bearish scenario, I think we could come down to, let's make it a different colour, there we go. I think we could come down to 62.4, bounce, and then go higher. Now that's my low target. And again, 62.4 is 5% to the downside, but we certainly can do that. There are people, of course, there's always people talking about 58, 56,000. Why wouldn't they? But I think if we could come down and test the bull market support band and then move up, that would be great. Alternatively, because Bitcoin always does what you don't expect, Bitcoin might not care today and Bitcoin might go up in that fashion. Maybe that's where Bitcoin goes today. Who knows? I can only give you where I think we're going to go. And that is, I think we could bounce off 62.4. Maybe not come down that far. Maybe come down to 64.8, something like that, 64.2, and then move back up. But I do think we're going to cool off. One thing we don't really talk about, we don't really have time to do it on the show, which is why the Oracle is worth watching. We've got the RSI. On the daily, I think it needs to cool down. If you go back over what happens on the RSI, for example, on the daily, you'll see every time it wicks up to this level, what happens? We go down. That was quite a nice, look at those arrows, beautiful. We come down. So you could argue that today, tomorrow, we're going to have a retracement, but I'm not going to be too negative. I do think we're going to have a crack at 68 very soon. But Bitcoin always gives you a chance to buy more. And if we do come down to 62, 61, 63, that range, again, that's not a bad price to buy Bitcoin at. I do say this all the time, though. Don't forget, Bitcoin, the closer we get to the end of the year, the closer we get to October next year, the less you're going to make in your returns. If you're going to buy Bitcoin today and you think you're going to make a 4x on it, you have to be aware that's $260,000 for Bitcoin. And that's erring on the side of overly cautious, overly optimistic. If you're looking at 120, 160, $180,000, you're looking at a 2 to 3x. So if you're only getting into Bitcoin today and you do not hold any other cryptos, it might not be a bad idea to look at some of the other tokens that we're going to look at on the show now, and also look at other tokens that have a possibility of doing a 5 to 10x. It entirely depends on your investment horizon. If you're buying Bitcoin and you're not going to sell it for 10 years, you buy it every week. Every week for the next 10 years, you buy Bitcoin. 520 purchases. That's what you should do. It won't matter whether Bitcoin is 60, 120 or 80,000, will it? If you're not going to sell for 10 years. If, however, you are selling for October, November next year, then you need to seriously consider what you want to turn into what. If you have $1,000 to put into one crypto today, you need to be aware that putting that straight into Bitcoin may only give you $2,000 to $3,000 at the end of next year. And if you are happy with that level of return, fine. If you are a degen and you want to 10x or 20x your money, that's not going to happen with Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana or XRP or BNB or anything else in the top 10. You need to look further down. Now, this is the news for Solo Sky and everybody else for that matter. Now, I'm not saying we told you so on here because that's not what we do. But we did telegraph the success of Jupiter starting from October last year. We've been making videos on Jupiter for 12 months. And there was a very good reason. It's the unicorn of Solana. Forget your other projects over there. Jupiter's volume is higher on Solana than other similar projects on similar chains. Now, I know what you're going to say. It's meme coin trading, it's wash trading, it's this, it's that, the other. It doesn't matter. They have a roadmap in place, and I said this yesterday, it's slightly overly optimistic, but they have a roadmap in place to create a one-stop shop for real-world assets, for trading, for futures, for deepin, for project launches, for everything. So if you're going to hold 3 tokens on the exchange that you're on now, you're going to go and buy 3 tokens today from Solana, and you want 3 surefire picks, or as surefire picks as you want, Jupiter is number 1. If you've got $1,000, you buy $600 of Jupiter, you buy $300 of Pyth, and you buy $100 of Camino Finance. They're my 3 picks, and that's the order I would buy them in. Now, it doesn't mean that DeBridge or Wormhole or even Helium, lots of people like Helium, doesn't mean they're bad projects. They're my picks. They're not anybody else's picks. You go and do your own research and you see what you like. Maybe you prefer Chainlink to Pyth. Maybe you prefer Uniswap to Jupe. Fine. They're my 3 picks. If I had to pick 3 coins to put $1,000 into, they'd be my 3 picks. And the reason is because Jupiter is raging ahead, okay? And I'm going to get onto the news about the airdrop in a second. Pyth is going on great guns. Yes, I sold out of Pyth, but I also bought 25 Sol with my airdrop. So I didn't sell out of Pyth and put it straight into USDC. I sold out of Pyth and put it into Solana. And guess what? The Pyth price didn't shoot up and the Solana price did. So that was a good trade. But it doesn't mean that I don't think it's a great project. I think buying the Solana I bought for my airdrop, that was the right decision for me. Camino Finance, massively underrated as a project. It has something ridiculous like 10 or $20 billion of TVL over there. So back to Jupiter. Why am I bullish? First of all, I made a video about this kind of announcement a few weeks ago when they picked Sui. They were going to do a Sui trust over at Grayscale. And I said, be careful that this doesn't pump the coin to excessive highs, because it doesn't necessarily mean that that coin is worth that value, okay? And I'll say that about anything that Grayscale buys. Just because Grayscale buy it doesn't mean it's the best coin in the world. It's like Elon Musk goes out and buys Bitcoin. Why are you buying Bitcoin because Elon Musk bought it? Do you know why he's bought Bitcoin? So, however, it's a good sign, because what they are trying to build, I believe, is a new product based on financial services. And I mentioned this again weeks ago. I said that we're going to see ETFs in the future, which are baskets of coins that do the same thing. And I mentioned things like Deepin, I mentioned real world assets, I mentioned the likes of Uniswap, because it's so obvious. It's not, I don't have tea, so I don't have tea leaves, but it's so obvious. So this financial services project that they're going to launch will be a basket of the coins you can see in front of you. Aerodrome, I like. Ethena, I don't like. Mantra, great. Ondo, great. Pendle, great. Thor, Uniswap, Maker, Aave, Synthetics, and Jupiter. All absolutely fantastic projects. Ethena is the only one I don't like. Would I hold this trust? Yes. Would I buy every coin on this list bar Ethena? Yes. Maybe Injective I wouldn't buy, but I'd certainly buy Mantra, Pendle, Synthetics. So why is this useful? Because if you've got retail coming to Grayscale, and you know that retail are going to want to have more liquid and easier access to their funds, they might go and buy some Grayscale Trust. But you know that information, and you're on an exchange. So you can go and buy Aerodrome, Mantra, Ondo, Pendle, Uniswap. You can go and buy them right now. This information has only just come out. When I did the news about Sui, it pumped a little bit, 15%, I think it pumped. Not a lot compared to where it's pumped to now. I think this is going to have a positive effect on the likes of Jupiter and the other coins mentioned here, but I don't think it's the be-all and end-all. Now, Grayscale obviously has a ridiculous amount of assets under management. Is it 60 billion assets under management? 60 billion assets under management. It's big. It's not the biggest, but it's big. Now, I'm going to show you why it's still early on Jupiter. And again, full disclosure, as I said before, I hold Jupiter. Why do I hold Jupiter? Because I got an airdrop, okay? And then I bought more at 50 cents, 48 cents, 52 cents. I bought more there. Now, the thing with Jupiter is, I did the chart last night, by the way, so I did prepare for this. I do prepare for these streams. I don't just make them up off the top of my head. The thing about Jupiter is it's in this weird channel that it's been in since June, July, August, September, October. Four to 5 months it's been in this range. And it reminded me of Chainlink. When Chainlink was in the similar range 2 years ago, it did this. We didn't do it in purple. It did it in a nicer color that you can actually see. So this was, obviously we had a breakout, but we've still seen this kind of action, okay? Now, it's in this range between 67 and 90 cents. We're very close to getting 90 cents, but the difference now compared to over here. So over here, we were in, you know what, I really need to sort out my drawing. It's shocking. Right, over there, we are under the bull market support band. Today, we are above it, okay? So what do we want to see? Very similar to Bitcoin, a retracement of the bull market support band and then up. I think when this news filters through, I think we're going to see a $1 Jupiter. Now, again, what's the real value of Jupiter? Where should it be? I don't think it should be higher than 150 right now, but we're at 87 cents. So that's 100% move to the upside, 80% move to the upside, whatever it might be. But I think going into next year at 150 gives Jupiter a chance of doing $7, $7.50, $6, something in that range. I don't think it's going to do the $20, $25 that people say it's going to do. And if it does, brilliant, because I have thousands of them, okay? But I'm expecting $5, $7, $7.50 to be Jupiter. That's still, what's that, 7x from here, 7, 8x from here, for a coin that's already worth $1 billion, for the biggest unicorn on Solana. Maybe I'm being negative, pessimistic about it, but that's the case. Now, the second thing which I have mentioned is there is an airdrop. If you've staked your dupe, Peter is in chat. I'll have a look at that in a minute. If you've staked your dupe and you have been voting, there is an airdrop this week. ASR, Active Staking Rewards, it's called. And that airdrop is going to give you roughly 18% of what you have staked. But you have to have voted on all the votes. If you voted on all the votes, you're going to get 18%. So for every 1,000 dupe you have staked, you will get 150 dupe back. But on top of that, I believe you're also getting cloud tokens. I don't know how many. I don't know anything about it, but you should also get some other tokens as well this week. Now that's happening this week. We don't know when. It's Tuesday today. It hasn't happened. So it could be Wednesday, more likely Thursday that they're going to do it. Go and claim your free dupe. I'm going to make a video about it when it happens. And I'm going to tell you on the stream, either Wednesday or Thursday, if I hold up. Because you believe you me, I'm sitting here in a cold, cold sweat. So Jupiter for me, massively bullish on. Not paid by them. I got the airdrop, but with Pyth, I sold my airdrop. With Dupe, I kept it because I see Dupe as being a massive, massive runner. Maybe we can have one of the few blow-off tops in December. I think that is a possibility. A blow-off top in December, going into January, then a retracement for Bitcoin would allow the alts to run, especially Ethereum. Then we get to March, April. Maybe we have the bullish news of Trump pumping us even higher. Then we will always have the summer lull, which we've just had, okay? We're going to have a summer lull, and then we have another, hopefully, blow-off top in September, October next year. So there is a good possibility. December is a great month for Bitcoin. Compound all of those averages and you come out at about 85,000, 80,000, 86,000, something like that. So again, we're at 65, getting to 80 would be a 23-24% pump between now and the end of the year. It's pretty impressive. How will Jupiter do? How would Jupiter do over a 5x? They have billions of coins. Aero has distance. Okay, so there's a difference between total supply and circulating supply. I've already said they are going to burn 30% of all of the tokens they have got in the treasury. So they will go from a supply of 10 billion to 7 billion, okay? Then the other coins that are not in circulation, they're going to take 4 more years to be released, okay? 4 more years is 3 years after this current bull run, okay? Now imagine it's a company that issues shares and there's only so many shares in circulation and they make a profit and they have 1 billion shares and they make $1 billion. They will pay $1 per share out as a dividend because there's 1 billion shares in circulation. The treasury doesn't count. So it doesn't matter. What would matter is if they release 4 billion shares between now and the end of next year. That would ruin the token, okay? But that's not going to happen. So when you look at the circulating supply and the total supply, you have to also look at the unlock. Otherwise, it's an unfair comparison, okay? If you've got the likes of Aero, where all the tokens are in circulation, great. But look at the trading volume of Aero. Look at the trading volume of Jupiter. Jupiter is 10 or 20 times higher on a daily price than Aero, okay? So Jupiter can afford to do these airdrops. It can afford to have billions of tokens. They're going to burn 3 billion. That's a $3 billion burn-ish. So I'm not too worried about that because, again, what's your horizon for Jupiter? Mine is October next year. In October next year, we will have roughly the same number of tokens in circulation we've got today, so I don't care. If I'm holding Jupiter for 5 years, then it's a worry. But if the tokens are locked now and they're locked in October next year, what does it matter how many tokens they've got in the treasury? It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. But like I said, if you look at the likes of Arbitrum, they've had massive unlocks this year, and that's destroyed the price of Arbitrum. So it does matter, but you have to look at the timing of it all. And my timing is very simple. October next year, I am selling everything, apart from maybe Bitcoin. I'm out of everything. And then I'm going to sit on it, and I'm going to wait for the pits of the bear market, and then I'm going to buy back in. So the claim will be this week from Jupiter directly to go over and claim it. I think it's either lfg.jupe.ag or vote.jupe.ag, one of them, and it'll take you to it. Now, SUI is one of these coins I'm worried about. I'm worried about it because I think everybody's going to jump on the bandwagon, and it's breaking all-time highs. It hasn't retraced, and it's still going. It was $2. What is the price of of SUI? Is it $2.25 still? We'll have a look in a minute. But for me, I'm worried about people buying into SUI. It can only go on climbing for so long. Look at Toncoin. Everybody raved about Toncoin. Look at it go. What happened? It got to 9th, was it? And then hasn't moved. Then it fell down, and it fell down, and now it's back above $5. But it had a great old run to get to the top 10, and then it stopped. Why did that happen? Was it money makers? Was it market makers? Are they doing the same thing with SUI? If you've bought SUI at 30, 40, 50, 60 cents, great, hold it. But would I be buying SUI at $2.25? No, absolutely not. No way. It's too high. So, SUI year to date has gained more than Toncoin. Ton is in a bear trend. SUI maintains a strong bull trend, but where's it going to go? We'll look at the chart in a second. Toncoin was the highest year-to-date gainer. SUI is now taken over. We don't care about that. At the time, SUI was not even considered among the top contenders. That's correct. Then it was listed on Grayscale, and it's been on a massive, massive run ever since. Is it being taken advantage of? I think so. I think you need to be careful about SUI at this price. And I'm not saying it's going to go back down to 10 cents, but I do think it will retrace. SUI's gains are up 187%. Top performer amongst the top 20 cryptocurrencies. It's trading at $2.20, 3% decline from $2.30. It was trading at 60 cents, and it was trading below that. The one thing about SUI, let's go and look at the chart. The one thing about SUI, and the same thing can apply to lots of other coins, I say you need to have the courage of your convictions a lot on here. And I obviously have to stand by my own rules on this. Now, SUI, let me bring it up for you. SUI is one of these coins where I bought a bag, and I bought it where that circle is there. Okay, that's when I bought SUI. And actually, yeah, it was about there. Okay, was it there? Yeah, it must have been. Okay, so I bought SUI there. I thought, oh, it's retraced a fair old amount. I've got it at 60 cents. I'm happy. Okay, then we had this lovely run at the beginning of the year when Bitcoin pumped, and then the price came down here. Now, when the price came down here, I thought to myself, I think I need to be selling out of SUI because I don't see the adoption. I don't see the bullish case for it. I don't see where it's going to go. But sometimes the best trade is no trade, and I didn't sell my SUI. I held it, and thankfully I have held it. But what I expect to happen is this line here. I expected it to get to $2 and come down. It hasn't. It's even broken this fib level here, which is previous all-time high, which is 217. It's at 225. Now, why am I worried? Because this is the bull market support band. And whenever you go too high from the bull market support band, you come down to the bull market support band. Okay? You come crashing down. So, whereas I don't think we're going to come back down to $1.15, I do think we are going to retrace a little bit, because this is natural. Okay? That was from $2 to $1.25. Now, I don't think we're going to do that at this stage of the market, but I do think we are topping out, and I think we can come down here or come down here. This was all previous price action over here, so I think we're going to retrace to that level. Then, and only then, would I suggest that SUI is a good buy, in my opinion. Again, my opinion, not the opinion of the exchange you're watching on. I wouldn't be buying SUI until it's at 150. And that might not happen. Fine, don't buy SUI. But buying it at 226, and we're going to go back to actually something that Peter said, and it's a good comment by Peter. I'm going to show you something. So, we have got, where is SUI? There. Okay, so we've got SUI down here. It's at $6 billion. It went from $2 billion to $6 billion. Now, where are we going to go? Are we going to go to $60 billion and do a 10x? Because that puts it up here with the likes of Solana. Is it comparable to Solana? No, it's not. Is it going to go from 6 billion to 12 billion, which would put it kind of in this range? I think that's wholly possible. A $4.50 SUI doesn't sound too bad, okay? But it's 100%. You've already, if you'd bought it at 60 cents, you're already up 350%. So what you're doing is you're catching the end of the profits. And that's when the risk happens. Because what happens if it doesn't go to $4? What happens if it goes from 225 to 150? Then suddenly you've got a 35% loss on your books. So why take the risk? Why didn't you buy it at 60 or 50 or 70 cents? Are you buying it because it's just pumped? Is it a fast horse? Yes. But It's got to 6 billion. Ton only got to 13 billion. Maybe it got to 15 billion, whatever, but it doesn't matter. Even if Sui caught Ton, it's 100% moved from here. And that doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight either. So I think buying a coin that's already up 190%, when you've got the likes of Chainlink down, Avalanche is down, Cardano is down, XRP is down, Solana is only up a little bit. Again, I don't see where it fits. It seems to be hype over substance, in my opinion. So my advice is not buy Sui, in my opinion. That's what I'm here for. I wouldn't be buying it here. I would buy it at 150 because 150 to 450 is 300% profit. But 225 to 450 is 100% profit. That's how I would play it. Right then, an article here from India. Sui will go to 50 cents at the end of the bull run. Everything will go down, Peter, and I think it'll go lower than 50 cents. If Sui goes to $10 in this bull run, it will retrace possibly 95%, which is 50 cents. Okay, if it doesn't go to $10 and it goes to $5, it will go down to 25 cents. And if you think those things are not possible, you go and have a look at what's happened to Solana. Solana went from $225 to $6. Cardano went from $3 to 25 cents. So you have to accept there's going to be a 90% drawdown across your books in the pits of the bear market, where everybody tells you crypto's finished, it's a scam, it was a bubble, the bubble's burst. You're going to hear that in 2026, 2027, and it will fall down. That's why you have to sell. Unless you've got a 10-year horizon, 8-year horizon where you want to just keep accumulating, then do that. But you're right, it will come down. Good morning, Kishan, bad weather. No problem, absolutely. Radium, I think Radium is a solid pick. Radium and Orca. If you were going to buy 10 DEXs and aggregators, let's put that in there, you've got to look at Uniswap, maybe PancakeSwap, maybe Radium, maybe Orca, maybe Aero, of course, over on Base, Jupiter, they'd be 6, 7, don't know how many I've got to now. Then I would look at some smaller ones from different chains. So, for example, Moon by WolfSwap, we'd look at that. Maybe look at some of the Sui DEXs as well. I think Deep, the coin, went live yesterday. Look at Deep, for example. But again, you'd be allocating 80% to the likes of Uniswap, Aero, Jupiter, Radium, I think Orca. They're all going to do exceptionally well in the bull run. Okay? If you've got a coffee shop in the middle of a park and it sells ice creams and lollies, and the sun comes out and it gets hot, guess what? Everyone's going to buy those lollies. Okay? In the bull market, everybody is going to be using centralized and decentralized exchanges. Okay? And all of their bags will be a lot higher than they are now. So all of the average transactions on the likes of WolfSwap and Aero and Jupiter, they're all going to go up. And those 0.1, 0.05% transaction fees will just bloat those projects to new highs. $25 maybe for a Uniswap or whatever it is now, 8. That's going to do well. It happens. Now, India's central bank governor has warned of financial risks linked to AI dominance in finance, echoing concerns from global finance authorities. The Reserve Bank of India has expressed concerns about the impact of artificial intelligence on financial stability, joining other major monetary authorities in raising red flags. DAS has pointed to concentration risks stemming from the dominance of a few large tech providers, which could lead to systematic risks if AI systems fail or experience disruptions across the industry. While AI helps improve customer service and reduce costs, he warned of new vulnerabilities, increasing amounts of cyber attacks, data breaches, and the challenge of auditing opaque AI-driven algorithms. I wholeheartedly agree with that statement. And anybody, the greater the benefit, the greater the risk of anything. So whether it be the invention of the car, the invention of the TV, the invention of the radio, the invention of the internet, they all have incredible benefits, but they also come with incredible risks. And AI is no different. We shouldn't see AI any different to the advent of the internet, other than we should learn from the fact that we didn't see the full picture of how the internet could be worked. And we're talking about polarization, extreme issues, extreme opinions. They kind of, they get their own groups of people together and they become stronger than they probably would have been without the internet. AI is a direct risk to financial institutions. AI hackers are an unbelievable risk to everything. There was a TV series on Amazon. I can't remember the name of it. Is it called Mr. Robot? Where they broke down the banking system in America. And it's apocalyptic. We don't want to see that. So we need to have regulations immediately on this. But the issue is, once it's out of the bag and it's in the hands of the bad actors, how do we stop them? We need to be able to stop them. Operational risk, market concentration, and too big to fail externalities may risk. Widespread AI adoption could heighten the potential for herd behavior, market correlation, deception. I totally agree with all of this. It's something that needs to be discussed. In fact, there was a very intelligent professor from England who sat down for about 45 minutes and explained step by step the issues with AI in very simple terms. And I think even Elon Musk referred to it a few weeks ago. And the issue is, it's not that India or China or America or the UK or anyone would abuse it. It's if it gets into the hands of the wrong people, and the wrong people with the wrong motives, I should say. And that's going to be the issue. And again, we're going to have to stay one step ahead of everybody. And I agree, there needs to be a state by state, country by country implementation of some kind of blocking of the capabilities that AI has. And that falls on everybody, security experts. It falls on the likes of Cisco to try and build a more robust internet. But it is a threat. And it's also a threat to crypto, which is why I mentioned it, because in crypto, you're going to get AI trading bots. Please don't go and pay anybody or give anybody that tells you they've got an AI trading bot. They're all scams. They'll all run off with your money. Your money that's on exchanges is an awful lot safer than going after somebody who's going to tell you to make you 10% a day, because you never see your money again. So AI trading bots could cause problems in the market, and that's only when it gets to a bigger scale than it is now. So there's 4 airdrops on here, which I don't know anything about. Any bullish news about Baby Doge? No Baby Doge news that I can see. I see it's pumped, but they're all going to pump. Again, I made the video at the weekend. This isn't the stage of the market where you should be doing anything too risky with your bags. And what I mean by that is, so for Solo Sky, he's mentioned Baby Doge. For Eugene, he's mentioned LCX. Those tokens, if you like them and your portfolio is $10,000, $50,000, whatever it is, put $10 or $50 into the token, because your bags are packed. We talked about it in September. Get your bags packed in September, because the last quarter is traditionally really good for crypto. But going into next year, it's like if you're Pep Guardiola and you're the manager of Manchester City and there's 10 games to go and you've got a fully fit squad, you're not going to start playing your reserves and your kids in your first team. You're going to go with your best 11 and best 16 players to win the league. You've got your best 11 hopefully set up. You've got your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, maybe Solana, your Aero, your Jupiter, your maybe you've got AVAX, maybe you've got Aave, whatever it might be, Chainlink. You've got your bags packed. When we start to look at these little coins, or these coins with very low market caps, if you want to dabble, great, because they're all going to run in the bull run. Okay, Maybe some will do 50x, maybe some will do 10, maybe some will do 5, but they'll all run. But you shouldn't risk your portfolio to go wandering off to look in the bushes and see what coins you could find. For me, if I've not talked about a coin, it doesn't mean that I don't like it, or it doesn't mean that I don't think you should go and buy it. It just means I can't fit it in to talk about it. I could sit here and bring up coin market cap and just talk about every coin till I'm blue in the face. But I wouldn't look necessarily at too many small coins. So Baby Doge, it's going to run because it's a meme coin. LCX is going to run because everything's going to run. Okay. Another coin to keep an eye on is Venus Protocol. I think I looked at that not long ago. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we can go and look at all of these coins. I can put them into tomorrow's show and I can look at them, put the charts on, whatever. But I'm going to say the same thing about every coin. If Bitcoin goes to 85,000 and then has a pause for a couple of months, every coin that you ask me about is going to go up 2x, 3x. Within reason, obviously, not Ethereum and not Solana. I mean, these micro cap coins, they're going to absolutely rip. But don't get distracted from the core purpose, which is for you to make as much money as you can for yourself and then get out in October or November or whatever month it is, get out, okay? When we have the blow off top, we will rip away from the bull market support band. And I've just shown you what's going to happen with SUI. It's going to come back to the bull market support band. You're going to have 5 weeks, maybe 6 weeks to sell, and then you're gone. And then you won't need to worry. You'll come on here and you'll watch me tell you how Bitcoin's lost another 5% overnight, how Bitcoin is now down to $46,000, $44,000, $42,000. But you'll be sitting on your bags of cash. You're going to be like that mouse in the cartoon that's got a huge, massive belly because he's got all the cheese. That's going to be you. That's the image I've got in my head right now of Peter. The image I've got in my head right now of Tariq is he's going to be doing what they called circles in his Tesla with that seat strapped to the roof. It's going to happen. So these are going to be doing airdrops in the third week of October, so that's next week. So EtherFi will be doing an airdrop. I don't know if you're involved with that. You will be able to stake and you will probably receive the tokens for being staked with them. The same things happened with Eigen. Eigen are doing an airdrop for people that stake their Ethereum with them. So season 4 will be open-ended, but will be organized into 4-month mini seasons. So if you've got Ethereum and you can stake through your exchange and get Eigen points or EtherFi points, do that. The bank is going to airdrop part of its XP token, and the bank is going to do the airdrop as of the snapshot of July. So you'll have missed that one unless you've had tokens in there. Then you've got, okay, so you've also got the Eigenlayer airdrop as well. So that's going on with that one. Reown, don't know anything about this one. So it's a Wallet Connect airdrop registration closing in a few days. Users have until the end of the week to register with the token checker and claim process expecting to begin in November. Eligibility is based on users' past activity. So again, if you've been involved with that one, maybe go and check that one out. And Pretzel. Berachain Layer 2 Pretzel supports independent game economies. It's going to airdrop as part of its testnet campaign. You were able to partake in the testnet. Galaxy as well. Again, if you're not on Galaxy, you know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to show you Galaxy because I've not mentioned it on here for a very, very long time. So I'm looking at the Galaxy tomorrow. LCX, was it? Was LCX the coin mentioned by Eugene? I'm looking at LCX, Galaxy. I will also look at Baby Doge on the stream and save that. Okay. Another, I agree, you must have the big 5 locked and loaded. Yeah. In each of these projects, Aerosol, Aero Mantra Radio, and Lido have a chance to make 100k profit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, when? Right, okay. I'm going to look at when very quickly before we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6. I think you could do that target that you are possible, Peter. I think you could hit 100k with that portfolio. I think so. It's definitely possible. Now, when? I'm going to very quickly show you the coins that I think are going to do well. Now, I've made a video about this, so I'm not going to go over old ground again, but it's something you need to think about when you're picking your meme coins. Let's wait for this to load. CoinMarketCap has become so slow. I see everybody's other streams, they've started to use CoinGecko, and I think I might start switching over to CoinGecko. Because CoinMarketCap, to be fair, there's too much data and it's so slow. Now, when should be down here at 100. Is it down here about 100 million, 100 billion, 100 million, sorry. There, right, okay. What do I think of when? Well, first of all, it's down 100%. That's never a good sign. But the video I made was based on a really not clever, a sound theory about the fact, if we look up here, what are the top meme coins? Dog, dog, frog, dog, 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 cat. The theory goes, Asia will be joining us in the meme pump of 2025. America is predominantly a dog-owning society. Asia is a cat-owning society. The theory goes that the cat memes are going to run because there are more Asian crypto investors than Americans. So if you hold cat-related memes, when, Mew, Mog, Popcat, those coins are going to move faster. Now, I've never sold my When, by the way. I've still got that. That's one coin I've forgotten about. Yes, I do have a meme coin. It's When. It was the airdrop. This is coming in at 82 million. You got two choices. You sell When, and you buy a cat coin that is above 300 million. Okay, now, GigaChad, everybody is pumping. It's up 4,000%. I would be looking at the likes of Mog, Cat in a Dog's World. Popcat needs to retrace more, needs to go below $1. I would be looking at Mog, Cat in a Dog's World, or even holding Ponkey's not too bad, but Ponkey again, is it like a bear dog? I don't know. So I would look at one of them. But I think the cat meme idea or theory, and it's a lot longer and more complex than the way I've described it, is a good one. So if I was going to hold coins for the bull run, it'd be cat coins. I don't think the likes of Doge, Shib, Pepe, Dog with Hat, Bonk are going to give you the return that you want. You've got to look at the market cap. I know Peter is going to talk about the circulating supply, but the market cap is what's important for me. Can you see Doge at 160 billion? Can you see Shiba at 100 billion? Can you see Pepe at 50 billion? Don't know. I would be looking down here in this range of 300 to 800 million dollars. That's what I would pick. And it doesn't have to be a cat, Tariq. You could pick anything you want. If you want to jump on the Shiller's narrative and go for GigaChad, certainly look at that. Apu, never heard of it. Osaka, never heard of that one either. Some of these coins down here, I've not even on my radar. Simon's Cat, I know, came and went. That's up this so far this year. Retardio is up there. The other play you've got is potentially Merry, M-E-R-Y. That's about to get listed, and that could pump. But again, I don't know. Now, what's that last article? Mr. Beast and 10 billion. I'm going to do that one tomorrow. It's not that time sensitive. I'm going to go. It's 12:06. I have managed to survive to the end of this stream. I am really tired. I am sweating. I am not well, but I am alive. And that's the most important thing. Okay, so tomorrow I will be back, hopefully at 11 a.m. again. the Oracle stream last night. It was a good stream. He's back on Thursday. There's no Wednesday night show this week. Probably no Wednesday night show next week, but I'm going to try. Let's have a look at the calendar. Right. There is likely to be 2 consecutive Halloween streams on the 29th and 30th of October. I'm not going to stream on Halloween because I'm going to spend that with the family, watching Halloween films, eating Halloween candy, all that kind of good stuff. So I might stream on Tuesday and Wednesday, 29th and 30th with the Oracle. We dress up for Halloween, by the way. It's just something we do. You just have to live with it. We're also going to be doing a stream in November, about November the 22nd, that's going to be a Zoolander stream, except it's going to be Mewlander. You see? Mewlander, Zoolander. So we're going to do that in November. So there's going to be a couple of streams coming up. And then Christmas streams. We always dress up for Christmas streams. It's getting to that nice part of the year where it's nice and cold, hot chocolates. I get ill. I always get ill in November. So if I'm ill in October and it's out of the way, I'm happy. So I will see you all on Wednesday. Thank you to Tariq. Not the Red Jedi again. Tariq, what's wrong with the Red Jedi? I thought that was pretty good. Peter. Good. Peter, Kishan, Mags, KB, Tariq, everybody. Eugene, have a great day. I'm probably going to make a few short videos now if I've got some energy. I'll have a rest and then I might make some short videos. But until tomorrow, take care, everybody. Or maybe I'll just have a nap. I'll see.